My next guest, he's got new legislation. He's trying to actually get the investment firms to curb just how powerful this ESG movement is. Republican Senator Dan Sullivan joins us now from Alaska. The index bill. Senator, I'm just thrilled that you're doing this. First, explain to the audience, we don't have a lot of time, how powerful this is. How many trillions are being invested based on ESG?
It's unbelievable. The top investment fund managers, Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock, Charles, have $21 trillion under management. They voted last year 25% of all shares and shareholder elections for corporate America. They voted 25% of those shares, and they own the majority in over 90% of the S&P 500. And my bill goes directly at the power of these investors, and it says, hey, the power to vote shares in America should go back to the beneficial shareholder, not these investment managers. That's the simple idea behind my bill, and we think it's going to have a lot of staying power in the Senate.
So, and of course, you can see what's happening with Tesla, Elon Musk. It feels like a political hit job more than anything else. But this doesn't this go to show how dangerous this ESG movement can be?
Well, look, I think the American people are just getting tired of this. You have woke CEOs, financial advisors making these decisions on Wall Street to do things like, for example, in my state, they won't invest in oil and gas developments in the Arctic, but they're fine, and by the way, that's Alaska, but they're fine investing in propping up the Chinese Communist Party. I think there's going to be a reckoning on this. The elites on Wall Street are way out of touch with regard to where the American people are. And what my bill tries to do is just be neutral and say, you should not be able to vote these shares. You have way too much power. We got to give the power back to the individual investor, but I think it'll dramatically tamp down this ESG movement and the shareholder resolutions behind it.
In the meantime, you do have a lot of talking heads in financial media saying it's not a big deal. ESG is more vanity than anything else, and that these investors in these funds don't care about the voting rights. They don't care about it. What do you say to that?
Well, my bill would take away their ability to actually vote the shares and give it back to the original.
They're saying that the shareholders don't care, like the regular shareholders. Folks who give Vanguard their money are sort of saying, okay, you vote the way you want.
See, I think that's a condescending attitude, right? My bill says, hey, let the people who own the shares vote it. If they don't want to vote it, in some ways, that's a vote themselves. But to say it has to go to these investment managers as opposed to the people who actually own the shares, the individual investors, the pension funds, that's just condescending. And I think that what we're trying to do is say, give the beneficial owners the opportunity to vote. Right now, as you know, Senator, Charles, they don't have that opportunity.
They don't, and I just salute you on this. I don't think people understand this is the most powerful force on Wall Street, and it's not always looking out for your best interest. Sir, thank you very much. And